So I'm gonna be very honest. This one's gonna be a rough one, I can tell you that already. Who said to make this video? Nobody said this. Like, I don't have to make this video. We're actually gonna play a game. You're gonna guess how long you think it takes in this video before I start crying. Because I already know I'm gonna cry. I cry about it every single time I talk about this. So we're gonna be talking about my personal story with chronic illness. I wanted to say, like, I'm trying to be more of an advocate as I become more okay with speaking out loud about being chronically ill. It has taken me years. So this is going to be things you might not know about someone who's chronically ill. Now, I want to say that these are all personal to me, my perspective of being chronically ill. Every chronic illness is different. Every person with a chronic illness is different. I've talked to many people who have had the same chronic illness as I, and we go through very different symptoms, very different pain, so everybody's different. But I also feel like there's a lot of us who maybe have the same perspective of things. We go through very similar things in some ways, and so I kind of want to be an advocate for those who maybe aren't ready to talk about it. Maybe feel like they're alone in this, because trust me, you're not. This is also like for friends and family who maybe don't know what it's like, maybe want to know more what it's like, maybe are scared to ask the questions. Things you may not know about someone who's chronically ill, things you may not know about me, the things I feel. So first I want to talk about my college experience. Uh, Things you may not know, college was fucking hard. Going to college as someone who's chronically ill, I heard quite a lot of people who would tell me once they found out that I was sick, "You're so strong, like I could never do this." And as many times as like, oh, like that really warms my heart for you to say that, like, I'm a strong person for doing this. Also hard because it's like, hey, you're so strong for keeping this dream, uh for keeping this dream that you could do it even when you're sick. Like, there was no doubt in my mind, even though I spent way more years longer. um there were many semesters that I had to take off because I was sick. I had to go back home. There was a semester that I ended up in the hospital. There was semesters where maybe I took less classes because I knew it wasn't possible for me to take all my classes because I was sick. Like, so it took me longer to graduate. It took me longer to even get started at college. And so it's hard in those aspects, yes. But it was never a doubt in my mind that I wouldn't finish. It's also hard when you're my big focus for me when I went to college was trying to have the normal college experience, right? Like, for many of the people who knew me in college, they did not know I was sick until my last year or so in school, because I tried to hide it. I knew I did not want people to feel weird around me, if that makes sense. And that is hard to say. That is very hard to say now. Looking back at it, um, I realized that, like, I spent a lot of my college times worrying. Oh God. I realized in my college years I was more worried about what other people would think of me than my own self. Like, I didn't want it to be something that was who I was. I didn't want to be the sick girl. I didn't want to be the sick friend. I didn't want to be the person that uh, everybody worried about. Um, I wanted to have a normal college experience. I wanted to hang out with my friends whenever we had the chance, and I wanted to go party, and I wanted to go to the club, and I want to have sleepovers, and yeah, let's go to the movies, and blah blah blah. And I was booking myself so busy and so much uh, that, like, I think it really, like, took a toll on my body later on, that I tried to, like, push in the back of my mind, like, girl, like, don't worry about that, because, like, hey, like, you have friends and you're hanging out and it's all gonna be good. Like, like, you want to have these memories. And it wasn't until, like, there was a shift, right? That I knew that I had to start speaking up for myself because I was getting sick, and I couldn't avoid it. Um, I couldn't avoid it anymore. That I had to explain to people that I was sick, and it was really, really hard for me to do that because I hate the questions of why. I hate the questions of um like, for example, like, oh, I can't eat this. Well, why? Uh, because I'm sick. Oh, what's wrong with you? I hated explaining being sick because I couldn't fully explain it. I didn't fully understand it myself, and I was diagnosed for 7 years. It was hard. College was hard, and I'm proud of every single person who is chronically ill and going to school, or disabled and going to school, or any kind of sickness, and you're in school right now and you're following your passion, you're doing what you want to do, uh, even when your body is fighting you on. It might take a little longer. It might be a little harder, but I'm so proud of you. One of my greatest achievements that I've ever done right now is, keeping up with college until I graduated. Like, I'm so proud of myself, if nothing else, that I graduated from college because nobody will understand the pain that I went through. Uh, Nobody will understand any of it except for myself. So, one of the things you may not know, especially if you went to school with me, maybe you do, I don't know, maybe we talked about this before, but college is hard when you're chronically ill. So if you have a friend who's chronically ill, if you know somebody who's sick, and in school right now, pat them on the back, buy them a lunch. I don't know. But they deserve to know that, like, their hard work is going to pay off. Like, just keep pushing. Don't push yourself too hard though. Take a rest. Let your body rest. The second thing you might not know, this one's very personal to me, but probably also to other people who are chronically ill and have dealt with it. I hate talking about weight. For maybe 2 to 3 years, I think 2 years before I was diagnosed. Uh, Also, for me, with my chronic illness, it came very abruptly. I just randomly got really, really sick. No doctors could explain what was going on. The 2 years before I got diagnosed, I lost a lot of weight rapidly. Um, Still to this day, it is very, very hard for me to look at pictures of before I was sick and when I was sick within those 2 years. It's very, very hard for me to look at pictures of myself. Um, if you had read the medium that I had wrote very recently, if not, I'll leave the link in the bio. But in that medium, I wrote basically about how I feel like I have lived multiple lives. That is included in the weight. In the weight, like when uh you lose a lot of weight and you're like, oh my god, like I look like a different person. Like, I have dealt with that for the past 7 years of my life, uh on and off. It's a very difficult thing for me. Like, I um so before I'd gotten sick, I was living life. I was eating whatever I wanted, you know what I mean? uh then when I got sick, for those 2 years before I got diagnosed, no doctor could tell me what was wrong with me. I lost so much weight rapidly to the point that my lowest weight was 98 pounds, which is very unhealthy, obviously. I couldn't eat a thing. I couldn't eat a thing. And I just felt like I wasn't a human being. Like, I was so fatigued all the time. Um, I mean, like, I was trying to figure out what I could eat. Everything I was eating, I was throwing up. Basically, like, living off of protein shakes, like, just to get protein in my body because I couldn't eat anything. Uh, that then when I got diagnosed, they put me on medication. As soon as I started taking the medication, I started feeling so much better. I was eating everything. Think about a life where with all your favorite foods right now, and then think about For 2 years, you not being able to eat those foods. That's how it was. That's how it was for me, but like with any food. So once I got on medication that I could eat, I was eating everything. Like, I was so excited to eat food. It was one of my favorite things. I remember just like continuously eating. I remember I would eat, like, I would be eating and I'd be thinking about the next thing I could eat, because for 2 years I couldn't eat anything. So now all of a sudden, like, I'm on this medication, I can eat everything. So at that point in time, I did not care about weight. I didn't care about the way I looked. I didn't care about what the scale says. Like, I was just so happy that I could eat. I was continuously just eating. For that medication, it stopped working. Like, I started taking another medication, and then that medication only helped for a little bit, blah blah blah. And it's just been like a continuous thing up until now, where I'm not on any medication because my doctor has undiagnosed me with Crohn's disease, and we don't actually know what I have. So I'm currently on no medication until he figures it out. If you knew me in college, I was on medication at that time, and I was eating whatever I wanted. And I was so happy with that because that meant I could eat. You know what I mean? Like, I was just so happy I could eat. I was happy that I could eat what you could eat. I was happy that I could eat with my friends. And later on down the line, like I said, during my last couple of years, my last year at school, that's when my medications slowly stopped working. So I started having to, be vocal about, hey, I can't eat these things. To this day, like, to many people who don't know that I'm sick, like, they'll see me and they're like, oh my gosh, you lost so much weight. How did you lose that weight? And like, how do you have this conversation? You know what I mean? Like, how do you have this conversation of, well, I'm sick. I didn't lose this weight intentionally. Weight is a very touchy subject for me. That's something you may not know. Another thing you may not know about me is I have a fear of food. Food is a big thing for me, right? It's the reason of all be all. It's the reason I have pain. My pain is in my stomach. And it's the reason that I'm sick, right? And a lot of the time, it's always like, oh, well, what's the food you can't eat? What's the safe food? And that is something that I have yet to discover. Because everything that I think would be safe eventually does hurt my stomach. I'm still trying to figure it out. It always like seems like I'm wasting a lot of food, and I do waste a lot of food. It very much sucks. Like, I buy a lot of groceries of things to try, hoping like, oh, this will be a safe food for me, and then like I eat it, and it really, really messes me up. And like, what do I do now? Like, I just spent $30, $40 on these new things to try, and none of it works for me. So as of right now, like, I'm very fearful towards food because I don't know what is going to set off my symptoms, and that sucks. I have this one memory that I have where I was on a set, and it was a school set, so there's professors there, and there was people who worked at the school, and there was a day where we were on set, we were having lunch, and I kind of already knew that I wasn't going to, like, I was probably not going to eat whatever they had. And I kind of just looked over, see what they had. I was like, oh yeah, I can't eat that. And I told my friend, I said, oh yeah, I can't eat that, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of already just planned that I wasn't going to be able to eat it. Like, it was fine. I went to go sit at a table. I swear, not even 30 seconds later, after like telling my friend that I couldn't eat the food, my friend had told somebody. She wasn't a professor, but she worked for the school, and I had kind of known that she also like had deals with like chronic illness and stuff like that. But my friend went and told her that I couldn't eat the food. And I swear, not even 30 seconds later, after I told my friend I couldn't eat the food, she had come up to me. She said, "What can you eat? Because I will have somebody run and go get it for you." I was like, no, like it's not even that big of a deal. Like I'm not worried about it. She's like, no, everybody needs to eat. So what can you eat? And I will have somebody go and get it for you. How do I word this? Like, because I would never ask, hey, like, can I get my own separate meal because I can't eat what everybody else eats? Like, I would rather just not eat. Like, I would just rather be like, oh, like, it's fine, it's whatever. And so for somebody else to be like, you deserve to eat too. Because I couldn't voice that myself. Like, okay, I think we need to move off of safe foods because food is crazy. My mic's died, but it's whatever. That's all the things I'm going to talk about today because I can't stop crying and I don't. And yeah, this is also very important for me to talk about because I am writing a short film that I think that is about my personal journey, and I hope that like you guys can follow along. That way, whenever the short film gets made, you can watch it and see for yourself and understand why I made this short film, why it's important to me, why I felt like I am the one who needed to make it. And yeah, hug a friend today. Honestly, be kind, hug a friend today. Brother, because I need it. This was rough.